Buenos dias.
Hola.
We are getting ready to pack everything up to head back to the States.
We're going to be in the States for 3.5 months.
Yeah. So it's a long time for us. We're not excited about it. We're excited to see our family and friends, but we're not excited about going back to the States. We have fell in love with Mexico. We love it here. So
we want to do a video on our reflections from the last 6 months living in Mexico.
Yeah. So let's go. Hola, I'm Neosha.
And I'm Nick.
We moved from Kansas
To Mexico.
We are sharing our journey with you.
We hope you enjoy.
May God bless you.
Que Dios te bendiga.
So our first one is basically getting ready to come down to Mexico and how we felt. All right, we're in Mexico.
Legally.
Legally.
We've addressed this in a couple of videos and a couple of lives. I was terrified. I was scared the whole way down here. 3 days of panic attacks and whatever. I'm long past all of that now, I think.
It's basically the fear of the unknown.
Right.
That's it.
That's it.
I had no fear. I wasn't worried because I've been to Mexico several times as a little girl and stuff. So I wasn't too worried.
Yeah.
I knew what it was like. But yet I still didn't know exactly what to expect.
And now that we're headed out, we'll address some of this more later, but tensions are a little high in Mexico right now. There's quite a bit going on between the United States and Mexico and the cartels, and tensions are a little high at the moment. I'm not too stressed about it, but we are aware things are going on that we don't really want to be a part of.
Yeah, we're just going to go on our way to get back into the States, and we're no bother to anybody. So
Nope. Well, just keep praying every day for safety.
yeah, exactly. So basically that's it. We had the emotions of coming down here. We were super excited and ready to get started with doing whatever God had planned for us and everything. And it's been an amazing journey. So
we've done a lot of Spanish school.
A lot of Spanish. So that was our first mission. Still is.
All I'm doing this weekend actually is studying all 3 levels of Spanish that we've been through, and I've been going through them. I've been through them once. I'm go through them again, and so
yep.
It's how we're gonna prepare for this week of finals.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the next thing that we have been reflecting on, and we have our list here. So, basically getting used to the culture, the climate, and not having any familiarity around here at all.
Yeah. So let's start with the climate, because the first day that we got here, this was probably the shirt that I was wearing. It was one of these t-shirts, and it was dripping wet. And for the first 3 days that we were here, that's how I spent my time, was just dripping.
If you can tell, it's hot out here. So it's humid.
It's not that hot. It's really humid.
Yeah, that's basically it.
It looks terrible. It's a little moist in Mexico.
Yeah.
And then after those 3 days, it's like my body, I woke up day 3 or 4, I woke up in the morning and I wasn't dripping, and I felt pretty good. And really I haven't struggled too much since then. I mean, there's been some days that it seemed like a lot, but we're from Kansas. We go from negative temperatures to 110 plus. So I mean, we have a little bit of everything there.
Yeah.
The problem that I think I have here is that it doesn't seem to change where we live. It's
constant.
Pretty warm and moist at night, and it's really hot and moist during the day, and there is no dry air. So
yeah.
It's
but
I'm getting used to.
I feel like our bodies have acclimated to it and everything. And I actually personally feel like my body likes this better than the dry heat and stuff. I don't have to wear lotion and everything like that anymore, which is amazing because I really don't like putting on chemicals. So anyways, it's been nice. I don't wear makeup I did last night, and I have fingernail polish on right now because it was Valentine's Day yesterday. But other than that, it's just I actually love the climate here and not having to put on stuff to help my body, I guess.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
And other than the 2 weeks that we were at home, or back in Kansas during Christmas, my hands haven't been all cracked up and dry and everything else. But
Yeah.
I also haven't been playing with the chemicals as much as I was in the States either. So.
Yeah, very true.
But yeah, my skin's done pretty well down here too.
Yeah. So as far as like culture and things like that, we got used to the culture pretty easy, pretty quickly. I mean,
we love how close knit everybody is. Everybody greets everybody on the street.
Love that.
I mean, 99.9% of people are very friendly and happy to have us here. There's a few that we had some not so friendly images drawn on our car one day while we were in Rio Grande. It was funny. It was okay. It wasn't anything hateful, but
No.
it was a little funny.
It's like little kids drawing our
Yeah,
vehicle out.
pretty sure it wasn't little kids in this particular case. We understand not everybody's going to be thrilled.
Yeah, and that's okay. And then the other part was like right before Thanksgiving, we just kind of, it hit us that, gosh, we can't just go and talk to people.
Yeah.
We don't have anything familiar here, nothing. And so it just hit us at that moment.
Yeah, I felt like I learned enough Spanish that I could get by. I could get the things that I needed. There was no small talk with anybody. It's, you can say what you need to say to get by. There was no other conversation. I'm not super
Social?
social, thank you. I'm not super social as it is. But when I absolutely can't be social, suddenly, I don't know, I didn't like it. And, I struggled for a few weeks, and at the same time she was struggling. So.
Yeah. But we got through it, and we're doing great. So.
Yep, and last night we had the chance to talk to a couple of people, and they spoke no English.
Yeah.
And
they gave us a ride home.
Yeah, for whatever reason, when I have no option but to speak Spanish, the words come. So I felt pretty good about our conversation last night.
He's doing a really good job with his Spanish, so yeah, very good.
I need people to talk to. So.
And excuse the roosters. It was quiet for the past hour from the roosters, and we're like, okay, let's go ahead and make this video. Then the roosters decide they're going to be noisy.
They want to talk like we're talking.
Yeah, so excuse the roosters. We can't do anything about it. So the next thing that we're reflecting on from this past 6 months of living in Mexico is things that we've dealt with. Hurricane John, illnesses, tarantulas, scorpions, you name it.
Yeah, so I've never experienced a hurricane before. And one morning I woke up, and I think there's a video in this as well, but one morning I woke up and it was raining. And it was weird that it was raining first thing in the morning. It usually rains in the afternoon here, and then it clears up, and that was just kind of the routine. It was pouring one morning, and so I decided to look at the weather map, and we had Hurricane John just aimed directly at us. It couldn't have been more pinpointed at us. But long story short, it ended up taking a very sharp turn northwest and hit clear up by Guerrero, which is a couple hours from here. So,
and it wasn't as bad as it was expected.
Yeah.
So
because when we woke up, it wasn't even a tropical storm yet. And then it was a tropical storm, and then it was a Cat 1, and then it was Cat 2, and then they were predicting a Cat 3 by the time it hit here, and we were starting to go, a 6-foot storm surge doesn't sound very good, because I'm not sure that we're 6 feet above sea level in our house. So we were getting a little nervous.
Yeah.
But people from the town believe that having the the mission base here protects the town, and anyway, there's another video on Hurricane John, I think.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
that was a new experience.
Yeah.
A little bit stressful for being our first few weeks here.
Uh-huh. So yeah, it turned out to not be so bad. So that's good. We have been sick. I probably have been sick more often than he has,
Okay.
just with this and that and everything. It's just, and I don't know if it had anything to do a lot with food that I ate or anything like that. But when you go to a new place and you move somewhere new, or me as a teacher, I go to a new school building, you're going to get all the bugs. It just happens. We have videos on the tarantulas that we found in our bedroom, scorpion.
We've had 4 scorpions in our house. 2 of them were dead, and 2 of them are now dead.
Yeah, and the 2 tarantulas that we found, I got them and took them outside, let them roam free.
Yeah, we like the tarantulas, but we don't care for the scorpions.
So, but I deal with the tarantulas. He deals with the scorpions.
I'll let her.
All right, so the next thing is Spanish school. So reflecting on Spanish school, the ups and downs of learning. The very first day I made a video and I'm like, oh my goodness, what did we get ourselves into? We had our first day of school. Oh my goodness, we have a lot to learn.
And the first day we couldn't even do school. The first day of the first level, we couldn't even do school at the school because it was flooded. So.
Yeah. Well, apparently everything's flooded. So we are going to the house. Or David.
That was an auspicious beginning to our
Spanish school
career here. But, no, by the time, I don't know, it was about 3 weeks in, I finally, Spanish started clicking in my brain a little bit. The first 3 weeks, I've told several people this, it felt like somebody dumped out a 1,000-piece puzzle, handed me 5 pieces and said, here, put those where they belong. And I'm like, I don't even know what to do with this at this point.
Nothing matches right now.
I was completely lost, and I was convinced that I was in trouble when it came to the Spanish. But after those first 3 weeks, stuff started clicking, and about the time some other people were starting to struggle a little bit was when it finally clicked in my head. Some of the things this makes sense. I can do this. So
yeah. So if you are coming down here for Spanish school at all, just know that the first week you're going to be so lost. You're going to be like, what, how, just remember, as long as you make it through that first week, you just got to push yourself through. After that, you'll have the routine down and you'll be like, oh, okay.
And if there are older classmen in front of you, talk to them. They've been through it.
Yeah.
So
they know what it's like, for sure.
We've told a few people this.
Yeah. So now here we are at the end of level 3, and we are speaking a little more.
I'm understanding more, which is helpful. When we first got down here, I didn't hear the gaps between words. It's like, this is all one long word. I don't know what's being said.
Yeah.
But now I actually understand a lot of it. And I need to do a lot more practicing, listening, and
yeah.
maybe
So
watch some movies.
That's the main thing when we go back up to the States for those few months. We need to make sure to watch movies in Spanish, listen to music in Spanish.
Good.
I am going to go out to the Mexican grocery stores and, try to talk to the people there.
We have some plans to attend a Mexican church.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So those are some things that we're going to do to try to stay intact with this, because when we come back, we're going to level 4 Spanish school. So
there's actually a Spanish-speaking church in our hometown that actually has connections here at the mission base, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to that one.
So pretty cool. All right. So next thing, field trips. We've been on medical mission trips. We've been to Pluma Hidalgo, which is beautiful, and we've been to Tututepec.
Tututepec.
But today is a field trip.
Culture Day.
Yeah. So we're going to
We love
go
Culture Days.
to another town, and we're going to learn a little bit about the history of Mexico.
We are going to Tututepec. Was our first one in level 1. It actually used to be the capital of the state of Oaxaca before the Spanish came in and kind of took over the area, and now Oaxaca City is the capital of Oaxaca State, which makes some sense, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was gorgeous. It has a bunch of murals of the different people groups that are here, the Afro-Mexicans, the Mixtecs, the Chitinos, the Zapotecs. Those are the main ones in this area, the coastal area of Oaxaca, anyway. But they have some beautiful murals kind of detailing their history here. And, when the Spanish came in and kind of took over.
Yeah.
And it highlights all of that. And then there's a church that was originally constructed in the 1500s. It's a Catholic church. And it is gorgeous on the inside. The outside's been torn up a little bit by earthquakes and some fighting, but it is gorgeous.
Yeah, definitely.
And then
The medical mission trips I enjoyed. Hola! We are here at the mission. We're going to start doing some medical care and play with kids. So I mean, I felt like God was using us completely on those mission trips. We show up there, and in the church that they have, which is really just walls, basically, they pop up a clinic. That's it. We bring all the stuff and pop it all up, and then the clinic gets started, and people get checked in by getting their weight, blood pressure, things like that, and then they get to go and have a time with the doctor. Not the conference, but I can't think of the word. But they sit with the doctor, tell them what's going on. They get prayed over. They get medical treatment, dentist. Sometimes they get their teeth pulled if they need it pulled or something. Okay, so the patients all sit around, and then they wait to be called on to hear, and they get their vitals done and their weight done. And then after that, they go sit down, they wait. They might get dental work over here, or they will have a consultation with the doctor or the nurse. And then when they're done with that, they will come over here for prayer time. Basically, they have they share their story or whatever if they need to, and they get prayer. And then they go over here with their prescription, and they get their medicine. And that is how this whole area is. I'm going to kind of just take you back around with full view. There is Nick. So that's what this is. And the last medical mission trip, they got to get reading glasses, which I really enjoyed watching them with their smiles on their faces and everything. Once they can actually see and read, it was so awesome.
Yep.
And then they get medicine. So you know, if they have an issue where they need some medicine, they get medicine right there and everything. So it's really cool. We got to help out with the kids and everything. So that was a lot of fun. The kids loved hanging out with us all.
Yep.
So
we have some videos of some of those things on our channel. So the first mission we went on, or the first church we went to for medical missions, wasn't even complete yet. They had a dirt floor, and they had made a dirt stairway to get down into the church, and that was a little eye-opening at that point. The last one at least had a concrete floor.
Yeah.
So it was a little more sterile of an environment for a clinic.
Yeah. So a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then, with Spanish school, we have those field trips, but we do get to have some fun as well. So we went to Pluma, Hidalgo, and had an overnight trip, and that was just so much fun. There is a video on that as well. So we'll link all those on throughout. The next thing that we are reflecting on are our fun times with Spanish school friends.
Yep.
So we had times where we went and ate with them. We went to the local restaurants. We had a campfire.
Yeah, we spent time at the beach and even little things. I mean, we were one of the few that had a car down here, and so we were kind of the ride into town every once in a while when we were going shopping. And we have a Spanish school chat where we can kind of run back and forth between each other on through WhatsApp, and that's a good way to connect. When 10 people are saying, "Hey," well, not 10 because our car's not that big, but when 2 or 3 people are saying, "Hey, who's going into Rio to get food or go shopping or go to the ATM soon," it was nice to be able to say, "Yeah, we're headed in today. Let's go." So.
And it's just been fun. We've made some great friends and everything, and it is sad though, because even though we are here for this time, and it's a good chunk of time, it's a quick time, and so we all disperse though, and so it makes it bittersweet.
Yeah, it's a little sad because last session we lost 3 members that we had since the beginning of level 1, and now the people that we've been working with are going to be done before we come back with the rest of the levels, and so it's like we're going to have to start all over again in level 4 with
new people.
Maybe people we know, maybe not.
Yeah, so. We don't know. We'll see. So that's kind of, one of the things that we reflect on is just the memories of all the friendships we made and all the fun we had with everybody.
3.5 months, a lot of that stuff's going to change.
Yep. So next thing is making friends with the local Mexicans.
Yep.
We've experienced a lot. Weddings, birthdays, church, our Valentine's, Nick working on vehicles, and
so when we first got here, some of the locals are not super thrilled with the tourists that show up.
Me neither.
Because sometimes these people come in and then they disappear, and
there's no connection.
There's no connection. But there was one lady here in town, and I won't say who or where, but there's one lady here in town that just did not seem all that friendly with us at all. And I was convinced she really just did not like, maybe it was an American thing, or just tourists or outsiders or whatever. But as we've been able to talk to her using Spanish, her language in her town, and she's seen that we're not going away that quickly, she's super friendly with us now. And so it's been awesome to see those changes happen. Other people have been super friendly with us from the beginning. Our favorite fruit and veggie store here in town, they've always been super friendly with us, and we really love going to shop there and chatting with them with whatever Spanish we've got. So that's been good. We look forward to being able to talk with them, all of these people more when we get better at it. So.
When it comes to the local Mexicans and them being more open to us, we actually reflected on that a little bit the other day, and I am Native American and not just a quarter of it now. But anyways, I know the history of Native Americans in the United States and how all that came about, and it saddens me. It just makes me sad. And so we think about the Mexicans here and how the Spanish came in and changed the culture, or tried to change the culture. We understand how some people might think that we come here to change the culture. No, we're not here to change the culture at all. I am I am upset about what happened to the Native Americans that are my history, and how the government came in and changed the culture, changed everything about them. That is not cool. So we come here to immerse ourselves in the culture here, to learn about everybody and to learn about, we love learning about everything about the culture and being a part of it. We enjoy it. So I love it.
They have a very proud history here.
Mm-hmm.
And, even though the Spanish came in 500 years ago, 600 years ago,
Yeah.
There is all of the people groups here on the coast, most of them still speak their native languages
Yeah,
after 500 years of Spanish influence.
which is amazing.
So they still have not lost those
Yeah.
languages.
And I'm so thankful for that, for them, because I know as Native Americans, they were taught you got to do English, 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 and so they lost their language. A lot of them did.
Yeah, a lot of people have. A lot of people have here too, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So, but yeah, I love immersing myself and learning about the culture and just being a part of the culture. So part of that reflection is we got to experience a wedding here. Not that we were invited at first, but there was just a small wedding of people that we knew, and we walked by and they're like, "Come in." Oh, okay. So there is a video on that. So we got to experience that. I got to experience a birthday party. So, and to see how close knit the family is, huge, group of family, and how the birthday party goes. We got to go to the church for couples night thing and play games. And then we were invited to the Valentine's dinner that was last night. We really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. One of our teachers, Ruben, was the guest speaker at it, so it's fun to hear him talk. And I've kind of gotten used to how he talks, so it was easier to understand some of what was being said. So
Yeah. And then Nick getting to make friends through his mechanic work.
Yep,
So.
I've met a lot of people, and I've been greeted by several people. I don't know who they are, but they greet me by name. Hola, Nick. I'm like, hola? I don't know who you are. I don't say that, but I'd like to sometimes, because apparently my name's gotten ahead of me on the mechanic stuff. So
Yeah.
everybody seems to know who I am, and I don't know who all of them are. And,
Yeah.
I'm sure that will come with time. I just find it interesting that they know who I am. So.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So the next thing, let's see. So we like to reflect on like the local tiendas, the carnicerias. I hope I'm saying that right. Going to Rio Grande. We've kind of talked about this a little bit already, but we love the tiendas. We love the people that are working those, that own them. Like we talked about the one tienda here in town, but in Rio Grande.
Yeah, even in the town that's 15 minutes away, the people at the tortilleria and the carniceria, I believe is how that one's said. They know who we are now. They've seen us enough, and they always greet us very nicely.
Yeah.
And, so
It's
nice.
fun to talk to them.
Yes, and I think the people at Bodega Aurora, I'm not saying that right. But I'm not going to try again either. But the people at that store, I think, are getting used to our faces. They seem to recognize us when we're in there now. So.
Yeah. So, and then, well, even going to church too. We were going to church in Rio Grande. We hadn't been able to since we've been back from Christmas time.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on these last 2 months.
Yeah, it's gone quick. But we've been going to like the church here in town and everything. So we're getting to know all of the pastors and the people that attend those churches and stuff. So it's really been a good time. So.
And we talked about it in several videos, but just the beauty around here. Living this close to the ocean, palm trees, the just random roads that you can turn down, and suddenly you're going, where did this gorgeous place come from that we're staring at?
Yeah.
So that's been interesting. We can drive any direction in 20 minutes and be in a completely different view.
Yeah.
So
For sure. From the coast up into the mountains. I mean, it's amazing. So with the, where we were last night for Valentine's, we went up to, it's called Mara Vista, and it's a little restaurant up in the mountains with an ocean view. And it's just the most gorgeous view ever, along with everything else around here in Mexico. But we got to see whales.
Yeah, the whales have been very active out here in the waters just off of the coast here.
They're migrating right now. So.
Yeah, but they seem to hang out here a lot. There was, I think, 4 of them that we were watching last night. At least 4 of them, and I had video of them, blowing water and everything. So.
Yeah. So anyways, We definitely recommend, if you come to Mexico, to travel around and check out the beauty of it all. So, basically the last thing that we want to reflect on is, for the past 6 months, our home that we lived in.
Yep.
We are going to miss it so much.
We're not guaranteed to get it when we come back. So,
yeah.
And, part of me would love to be back in here. Part of me would like to
try something different,
too. Else, exactly.
Yeah.
Just see how things are. But this has been a nice home. We haven't really been in love with the roosters the last couple of months. Every night they have been up and squawking all hours of the night.
Usually starting at 1 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah, the crowing starts, and I don't know. I've slept through it a few times.
Yeah.
Not always.
Yeah.
But no, it's a good home with really awesome landlords. Which she's made really good friends with the lady, and I've talked. I've tried to talk with Danny a few times, but he works a lot. So
yeah.
When he's here, he's usually working on
Busy.
their house or doing other things and stuff.
Yeah.
We haven't really had the chance. I worked on their car once, and I helped with a few things.
Yeah.
We haven't had that opportunity. And then the one birthday party that she went to was, her birthday, and I was sick that day. I was down here fast asleep in our bedroom when she was upstairs partying. So.
Yeah, I was the only white person there, but it was a lot of fun. So I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Things like that I should be at, practicing my Spanish. Our landlord must be headed somewhere right now because they're both dressed up very nicely and headed outside. So.
Yeah. So, but we're gonna definitely miss this home. Just little 2-room home with a bathroom, and I don't know. We'll see what God plans for us in the future. So.
Yep, we're not gonna worry about it until the time comes.
Yep. So, but we will be back in about 3+ months. Hopefully no longer than that. Hopefully sooner than that.
Yeah, we've got to work on several things. We're working on temporary residency, so we don't have to kind of leave the country every 6 months. 2, I have a bunch of work to do, so we can raise some money. And 3, we have to do fundraising, because we have to pay to live here.
Yeah.
And right now,
and that's what missionaries do.
There's just not a lot we can do down here.
Yeah.
Without a little bit of funding. So if you're interested in helping, there's always been links in our descriptions. And if you need to give tax-free or would like to give tax-free, there's links for that as well.
Yep, exactly. So, But yeah, there's our reflection of our 6 months living here in Mexico, and it's a very small town. It's a lovely community, and yeah, we've learned a lot.
Our time here has flown by. I can't believe
has.
it's been 6 months.
Yeah.
So.
So hopefully the 3 months when we're back in the States flies by as well, so we can be back already.
Yeah.
So
We're excited to go home and spend some time with family and friends.
yeah.
Yeah, we really feel like God has just laid out very clearly in front of us what we need to be doing here.
Yeah.
So.
One cool thing though is we've been accepted into the internship for missionary here.
Yep.
And so we're excited about that.
We're actually going to be real missionaries.
We won't
Not
just be
just
Spanish
students.
school students. So we're going to actually be missionaries. And then the other thing is I've been feeling more led because before I went like my focus was on Spanish school, and now I'm feeling more led to help start the ESL program down here. So
Yep, they need some help.
Yeah.
They want to teach them English, and there are so many people in this community that would love to learn
Yeah.
English. And they ask her pretty regularly. I'm like, you should be teaching this as much as they ask you for your help on English.
So that's one thing I'm going to help get that started so that it's something that is provided for if any of the locals want to learn. So
And that's one of those things that's mutually beneficial, you know.
I can
back
learn
and forth
Spanish.
between the English and the Spanish.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
practice my Spanish with them.
So, and I'm gonna be figuring out how to teach a class in Spanish. So
Automotive.
I'm gonna be thrown into the fire, and we're gonna sink or swim real quick.
Yep.
So,
Yep. So, all right. Well, that's the summary of our reflection of the last 6 months. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next video. So, adios.
hasta luego.